Hey everyone, welcome back. In this tutorial, we are going to explore how we can implement human in the loop approval process. To see that in action, we introduce a new tool called File Tool. So what that tool does is save the composed poem in your computer. But before doing that, it will ask for your approval. If you approve, that tool will be executed by our agent. Otherwise, it will skip altogether. So let's see how that works in action. I'll click this button, and as you can see, we are calling movie getter to get our movie. Then also calling our country code to emoji, but as you can see, there is no tool call to file to save the file. All right. So there is no tool call yet, but if I click the approve button, then you'll see our save poem tool called. Okay, with this markdown content, the name of the poem is Echo of the of Family, and this is the whole poem. So with that, we just witness how we can put human in the loop approval. And also you can see what it did with the poem and what's the title of the poem. It doesn't show you the file location, but we can go to our Visual Studio and to see where we saved it. Okay, let's go to the Visual Studio to see where we saved it and also see the code, how we implement this. All right, we're on Visual Studio now. Let's see where we saved our last poem. All right, as you can see, I'm on Visual Studio project data folder, and inside we have another subfolder called poems, and that's where we're saving any approved poem after clicking the approve button. All right, that was our last poem we saved, Echoes of Family. All right, let's go to our code and see how we actually implemented all of this. All right, we're going to use Movie2 Poem Save File Tool Agent to see how we can add approval process in agent. First of all, this is our agent, and we'll add new tool and new capability to it. Here, this is our new tool we just introduced to save a poem. But we're not going to add this tool directly to our agent tool. You don't see, it's not here. Rather, what we're going to do, we'll use another specialized class that agent framework provide, which name is approval required AI function. As names indicate, this is approval related class, and also it is AI function. The return type is AI function. That means we can add this guy inside our tool list. Okay, so that way you create it, you can pass any existing normal function to it. So here we're just saying make save file function as a approval required AI function, which is specialized class now. Once we get that, now we can just add that function to our tool list. So now we have two existing tools alongside with our approval required save to file function. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So you need to have specialized approval required AI function to have human in the loop. All right, remember we click a button. Let me go to that page. Okay, so remember we click this button, generate poem from movie. So that time it shows whether you approve it or disapprove it to save the file. So that's when this method actually called. Let me go back to Visual Studio, and this method was called when we have that button clicked. All right, so in this method, what happened is exactly the same. We just asking our agent to utilize some tool we have and generate a poem for us using our movie. Okay. Now, remember, just this is our thread. Okay. So what happened? This movie and response, whatever the response we get back from this agent, the first call, we're just saving everything in the thread. It's like history we are keeping in there. Okay? So now we'll move into this method. Okay, so this only shows we need to have approval or disapproval button to show. Okay, but it also generated the poem, and it just remembering our conversation inside this thread. This is important. Later we're going to come back. Now save to file approval will be called when we have two button, approve and disapprove button. And based on approve button click, this approve status will be true. And if it is disapprove, it will be false. So what we are going to do here, we get the response back. That is the response from our first call from here. And we have the messages. So message contain multiple messages in this response. So one of the response will be functional approval request content, because that agent is smart enough to find out we need some approval because we have a tool in the tool list. Okay, so what we can do, we can iterate through the messages and find our request content type of that type, functional approval request content type, out of all messages. Okay, this is important because we're going to modify this and we send back to the agent to make the decision whether save the file or not. Okay, so we'll see that here we get the first one from that list, because this is going to be a list, and we just get the first one. It will be first one always because we know we have a function there. And now we'll have the message. We can create a message using whether it is approved or not from the button click from our UI. It could be either true or false, and we just create a new message and use that message for our second call to the agent. Make sense? So we just relay back whatever the button was clicked to the agent, and based on that, it will call our new tool. If it is true, it will call the new tool, save the file in our computer. Otherwise, you just skip it. It will just don't do anything if it is approval is false. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. If you have any question, just let me know, writing comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.